Okay, people, welcome back to another hotel extravaganza. I'm here in New York City at the annual Toy Fair. I've never been to New York City. I've never been to Toy Fair. It's a completely different experience. If you've been to a Comic-Con, or especially San Diego Comic-Con, it's that same kind of thing, but everybody here is pinpoint accurate on what they're wanting to see, and that is toys. Toys, toys, and more toys. Everybody's a rabid dog just jumping around trying to take pictures on top of each other, switching around over people's heads, trying to get in there, get the pictures, get out, get to the next booth. So it's a cool energy, but it's a different kind of energy, and tired. Now, there was a lot of stuff to see. There was Mezco put out some amazing shit today. I saw some Mafex figures. I saw some Soap Studios figures, but I will get to that probably next week, or if I have time tomorrow, do a catch-up video. But the big thing today was Hasbro. But before I get to that, I was in the Bluefin booth. Very, very, very cool stuff going on in there. But most of all, it looks like they are distributing the Bandai model kits for Star Wars, the action figure ones, to the US market. They don't have any set dates. They have them up. They don't know which ones they're going to bring in first, but they did say something about the Han and Luke and Stormtrooper, so I don't know if that's on the schedule, and they can't say anything yet. So yeah, we no longer have to wait or Amazon from overseas sellers, that kind of thing. We should be able to buy those anywhere we can buy the ship model kits right now. But getting to Hasbro, we all went in, we all sat at the presentation things. No pictures were allowed, no streaming, no nothing. All the information that was coming out was just text, and then they wheel us down to the underneath showroom where we can take pictures and stuff. And I may have missed a couple things. It seems like I can't find a picture of the House of M Spider-Man, but I'm going to go through the presentation for Marvel Legends and then Star Wars Black Series, and hopefully I will have some pictures up here. It won't be as fancy as my usual setup, but again, hotel room. Okay, first up, they announced the Spdr Wave. I still don't know who the hell this is. It looks cool, and they went out of their way to explain that it's got a ton of articulation. So even if you don't know the character, it should be a kick-ass action figure. But the rest of the figures in this wave is the House of M Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider, and yes, I think we've had this. I don't buy all the Spider-Man stuff, so it's hard to keep track, but the unmasked head here is very, very cool, and then he's got the bone spurs that come out at the wrist, or, well, alternate hands that have the bone spurs. Doc Ock, as far as I know, these are bendy tentacles, and it's kind of hard to beat that old original Toy Biz Marvel Legends Doc Ock. Hasbro's given a hell of a run here. And this is also Hasbro finishing up the Sinister Six. Is that... I should write more stuff down. There's also Cloak and Dagger. Cloak, you can pull the body out from under the cloak and then just have the floating head with the hollow space inside the cloak. Either have Dagger coming out of it or just have him floating there like we see him most of the time. And here is the underneath body for that. I've told the Marvel Legends team they're doing a great job because they're getting enough base bodies where I can't keep track of which base body is which. Nothing wrong with that. I'm good with that. There's Black Costume Daredevil. He comes with this neat little thing with the sticks with the in between it. I'm sorry, my brain is fried from today. It was just a long, long day. And then another Elektra, looking fantastic. Moved on to Avengers Wave 2. Did I get a shot of the Black Knight overall? But he does come with two heads. He has his usual Black Knight helmet, and then it has the old school bucket head. Was this a villain? Was this the same body? We get Malekith in a more classic look than what we got in the San Diego set. So it gives the people that didn't get the San Diego set a Malekith, but it doesn't take away from the specialness of the San Diego one. We get a Wasp from the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. She has a masked and an unmasked head. And then we also get Ant-Man from the same movie. Again, masked, unmasked, and one kick-ass looking Paul Rudd head. I may need a couple of these. I may need some extra heads. The X-Men Apocalypse Wave, they announced this at HasCon last year. There was Multiple Man, there was Storm, there was Wolverine, there was Psylocke, and you also see Psylocke in a package in the back. how close are those? I like seeing packaging. It makes me think, will I be able to buy these soon? There's also Gladiator, and then, of course, Apocalypse in person. But the two they announced to finish off the wave is a kick-ass Sabretooth. He's got the fur, he's got the new head, looking very classic-y. It's not his first appearance, but it's classic-y. And then a more modern Magneto. I don't know, I'm not attached to this costume, but hey, I can't pass up a good-looking X-Men figure. They rolled on into the Venom wave, and the first thing they showed was the unmasked head for both Venom and Carnage. Now, the Eddie Brock head, meh, it's okay. It looks a little bit big, looks a little bit thick, looks a little bit cartoony. But you get over to the Cletus head, and that is very, very sweet looking. Now, we saw a leaked list for this wave, so not everything is a surprise, but we see the Scream figure in person. I'm liking the hair tendril looking things. Poison, which I have no clue. If I didn't know any better, I would say that's an Iron Man under that body. It has the logo on the chest with the tentacles coming off of it. So most of the, if it is an Iron Man, I don't know. Most of it's hidden underneath that, so it's hard to tell if it is. And then Spider-Ham with the alternate symbiote head, which I guess you could put on the figure, but they also said you could make pork grind, put it on a regular Venom body, which I guess pork grind is bigger. I don't know. I don't know this universe. But hey, I'm going to need it for both Spider-Ham and that extra head to make a piggy Venom. They finished off Deadpool Wave 2. Was it last week? The week before, they showed Omega Red. They showed Lady Deadpool, which, looking in the case, I do think she comes with head pull. So there's another head pull. I don't know why she always comes with head pull, but I'm not complaining. And then there was the X-Men Deadpool. I like this in the promo shots, but seeing it in person is even better. I don't know what it is. Something striking about it. But they showed the Bishop looking so 90s, so mullety, so scarfy, so blue and goldy, so big gunny. It's just amazing how my mental image of Bishop is now in plastic form to go along with the cable that we're getting in the Deadpool wave that's hitting now. And then they showed a Deadpool with no pants. Remember back when I bought that Figma Deadpool and it had the heart boxers and the boots and the bare legs, and I said, hey, I'm going to keep it like this because we probably won't ever get that figure from another company. And Hasbro goes, what do you think? I dig the pink fuzzy slippers. He's wearing a sock on the left foot, right foot, whatever. It's got the half unmasked head. How many Deadpools? Well, I was about to ask a dumbass question. I was about to say, how many Deadpools do I need for my shelf? But now that I think about it, it's pretty much, how many other figures are going to go on my Deadpool shelves? And then at first they were kind of cagey about the Build-A-Figure for this wave, saying that it was somewhere in this picture, but then at the end of the presentation they came back around and said it was Sauron. I'm good with this. It kind of reminds me of the Lizard Build-A-Figure that we're getting right now with the legs, but I don't know, it works better here. With Sauron, I don't need him standing on the shelf. I can have him flying, I can have him hanging, so leg stability matters not when it comes to Sauron. I don't know what I just said there. I don't know where I'm going. Now, they did show a couple things that won't have pictures. They didn't actually have them in the displays, and that would be the Black Panther movie Erik Killmonger and Everett Ross. And Killmonger has the unmasked head in this 2-pack. It looked great. Just trust me. Hopefully we'll see that soon, but at the moment, it's supposed to be right here. They also showed a comic Ant-Man with Stinger. Yeah, an odd choice for Cassie, but you know what? Getting her in figure form, I can wait on the other version. And then there's the Toys R Us Days of Future Past Sentinel and Wolverine. It's what you think. It was a recolored Sentinel from the old pack. And then the Wolverine, it kind of looked like Old Man Logan with the furry coat, well, the fur collared coat. If I remember right, I was looking and topping at the same time. It's hard to up and down. Another thing they didn't have in the case, is the Thing from Fantastic Four. Walgreens exclusive. They said he'd come with alternate hands. He would come with alternate heads, one with teeth, one without. So that appeases both sides of that argument. But when I asked about the size, he said it's around or a little under the size of the Thanos Build-A-Figure, the same one that we're getting from Walmart later in the year. So yes, a little bit big. Those that say 6 foot is good for Thing is going to be a little bit pissed off, but I don't know. It's not huge. And then there was a quick shot of Silver Surfer. Me being me, again, typing, looking, typing, looking. I didn't catch exactly what base body Silver Surfer's on, but they did say he'd be chrome, and then he had the effect thing, you know, the circle around the wrist. We see that a lot, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Polaris, but in a glittery gold. So the gold against that chrome on the surfboard against the black, very, very striking. Everybody should be, well, not everybody is always happy with all this stuff, but a lot of people should be happy. Now for the 10 years of MCU, again, we saw some stuff that we've already seen actually, and then they didn't announce stuff until we saw it down into the presentation. So it gets kind of jumbled up, confused for a minute, but I'm going to go through what we do know, or what we were at least shown and told about between the panel and the presentation. We have the Iron Man Mark 1 with the Tony in suit. The Tony will have a photoreal face. That's the big improvement of this set. Have the Iron Man Mark 7, we've seen that. Have the Iron Man 3 Hot Rod armor, Pepper Potts, and the Mandarin we saw at San Diego a couple years ago. I'm happy to be getting that Mandarin finally. His beard game is on point. We all get to do bad impersonations of Mandarin or Trevor from the movie. We get a Guardians of the Galaxy Ronin, finally. I feel like this finishes my Guardians of the Galaxy set. Now that is exclusive to Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and looking over at GameStop. Target gets a 2-pack of Hulkbuster, which is huge, and then the Hulk figure that we've seen before, but with a new head sculpt. Now he's screaming, and I'm sure they're going to do some kind of photo print there. They made sure to point out the chest hair, so I don't know if that's a change or what's going on there, but they were super proud about the chest hair. We already knew about the Captain America Civil War crossbones and Captain America. I got to hold the figure with the unmasked Steve Rogers head, looking great, but as you can tell, the lighting wasn't that great down in the basement presentation place. Didn't see this until we were down in the basement, and that would be the Red Skull. At first I thought this was a 2-pack Hydra Soldier with the Red Skull, but it wasn't until I got back to the hotel room and was going through the pictures that I noticed that it was just a single boxed figure. So it's all interchangeable parts, and it looks like there's a couple of Hydra Soldier heads, so I'm going to need at least 3 of these. There was a Thor and Sif 2-pack. I didn't ask about it. I forgot to. It looked cool up there on the shelf. And then there was an Ant-Man movie figure with Yellow Jacket, and Yellow Jacket looked freaking amazing. And he was down at the bottom, so if you were taking pictures, you didn't see him until but the yellow really drew your eye down to that figure itself. Can't wait for this. I did ask, though, if the new prices for these 10 years of MCU figures would be Marvel Legends wide price increase. They did say there was a slight price increase on the 10 years of MCU figures, but that would not affect all the figures that were being displayed in the standard Marvel Legends lines in that booth. I don't know if that was a way of saying in the future prices were going to go up, but as far as I could tell, for the near future, because Venom was shown and that's not till October, so if we do see a price increase on standard Marvel Legends, it won't be until, I'm guessing, next year, if that happens. I'm not saying the sky's falling or anything, and I'm not reporting that as news. I'm just saying, I'm just repeating what they said. Don't kill the messenger. And then after the presentation, I walked down to the Toys R Us Times Square. It's a pop-up Toys R Us, and they had the Deadpool Wave. All they had was the regular Deadpool, Deathlock, and Paladin. Or Paladin if y'all nasty. Moving on to Star Wars Black Series, because I'm shooting right through this thing. I'm glad the hotel internet's better than my shitty home internet. I did ask about the face printing tech, the photo reel, how much of the new figures will be using that going on, and Steve Evans did say that anybody with a human face should be using this new technique from now on. Also, aliens that have kind of human features or human eyes will get it, but aliens with deep sunken eyes or deep crevices won't get it. Like the Gomorian Guard couldn't use it because apparently the technique doesn't work on heads like that. But I did blow a reveal just now, Gomorian Guard. We'll get to that in a second, even though I think they made it because I just said last week that I wanted one. So, Hasbro, I know you're listening. First up, they showed The Last Jedi Holdo. She has a soft goods dress. I'm hoping the final figure, it fits like this. I'm hoping that when we get it, it's not just a straight sheet that we have to fix. Well, we have to fix a lot of the soft goods ourselves, but I'm guessing it's not going to look this good in package. They carted out the 2-pack Porgs, and the box for this thing is like this big, but it's the cutest damn thing I've ever seen when he was actually holding it. I had it pictured in my head that they would be in that little black and red box, but actually seeing it in person, it's like, I want one just to carry around. And it's not even for the Porgs, but the actual box itself. It's like at McDonald's when you get a Happy Meal and they give you that little fry box that's about this big, and you think, God, I just inhaled those fries in 2 seconds, but this is damn cute. From the Han Solo wave, we saw Kira, we saw Han, we saw Lando still looking fantastic. The Range Trooper, they said that the boots, well, of course they made sure to point out the boots, but he also made sure to say the boots have a very specific purpose in the movie, and it kind of sounded like they use it once and move on. So I don't know what's going on here. This look has really grown on me, though. They showed Beckett, which is Woody Harrelson's character in the movie. I'm avoiding spoilers, so I don't know what he does, but to me it's just another human in some Star Wars clothes. And you know what? I'm good with that. But then they came around and showed Hawke Leia. Holy shit. She is looking great. She also comes with the goggles and the hydro spanners, so when we get that eventual 6-inch scale Millennium Falcon, we can have tools to work on it. I'm king of wishful thinking. They also announced an Astromech 3-pack exclusive, kind of like the one that we got at Toys R Us last year sometime. But we get R5-D4, we get dirtied up R2, and then we get R2X2. I was unfamiliar with that one, but that will be an Amazon exclusive. If it looks like I'm not moving like I usually do, I'm actually sitting on the bed, and I'm old, so my legs are getting sore already. And then I just got Captain Rex last week. Totally impressed with the unmasked head. I love the photo reel on it. I thought, and I don't know if I said it in that review, I said I would like to get more commanders with the unmasked heads. Again, Hasbro right there watching my videos. They turn around, hey guys, we got to work on this now. But there will be a wolf. And that'll be at the Disney Store, GameStop, and Barnes & Noble, which is good news because I have GameStops and I can actually order that shit online. Not so great for the next one because then they started showing Forlom and Dengar and the whole room kind of, you know, oh, are you going to do it? And yes, we are getting Zuckuss, but it's a goddamn Toys R Us exclusive. Guess what's closing in my town? My Toys R Us. What the hell, man? I can understand Toys R Us is paying Hasbro for this stuff. They're giving them money to give them figures that people will come to their stores and buy stuff. But if they don't have stores for me to go buy stuff, what good does it do those of us with no Toys R Us anymore? But I will have my Zuckuss. I will have my Zuckuss. They pointed out that his whole robe is soft goods under the gear, and they also made a point to say that there's not a lot of reference for what was under those robes. So it may be the Royal Guard situation where we get a cool body up under there for whatever reason. Maybe we can use it for something else if I can find a Zuckuss in the first place, and I will get my Zuckuss. They showed Skiff Lando looking cool. He will have the face print tech. So will Tarkin. While I'm on that subject, I made sure to ask specifically about Tarkin. He said yes. And then the last reveal after the Skiff Lando, who goes with Skiff Lando? And that would be the Gomorian Guard. Now, the Gomorian Guard comes with 3 different weapons. He has the fur around his skirt piece, like the Range Trooper, where I said, hey, that looks good on the Range Trooper. They should use that on a Gomorian Guard. And hot dang, I do love it when a plan comes together. Has an articulated jaw. I have a feeling this is not going to be the most kung fu friendly of figures, so I will definitely take an articulated jaw. You can have 2 or 3 together, make them all look different, have them eating breakfast, having coffee, conversating, card game, whatever you want to do. But it's a Target exclusive. Thankfully, I have a Target. I don't order much online from Target, but I'll have my Gomorian Guard right after I have my Zuckuss. So yeah, long video, but it's Hasbro. It's the bread and butter, unless you count, SH Figure Arts or the Star Wars model kits or the Dragon Ball model kits or Mafex. American. It's my American bread and butter. How's that? Unless you count Mezco and a little bit of Mattel. Maybe Super 7 coming with their Masters of the Universe stuff. It's Hasbro, okay? But tomorrow's another day at Toy Fair. I'm going to take more pictures. Maybe tomorrow night we'll talk about some Mezco. If not, I fly back Monday, Tuesday. I should have something to review. I haven't even checked the computer for any Wonderfest stuff. I have no clue if that's going on or what's going on over there. But I figure the next weekly is going to be a hell of a weekly. But if you like this news update from my lavish hotel room in New York City, comment, like, subscribe. Catch you on Fwoosh.